Welcome, everyone. You are about to embark on a journey through the universe as you indulge in this extraordinary essence of enlightened, empowered, evolved. Let the show begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just in time. Greetings, everyone. I'm Luke Bryan Smith, and welcome to Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved, where we educate, motivate, and liberate you through enlightening dialogues, empowering music, and evolving content. I know everyone's doing well, and everything is unfolding just perfectly. I am excited, doubly excited yet again, and you'll know why in a moment. But my next guest is a professional channel, an intuitive teacher who has been studying the law of attraction since 2006. She works with people from all over the world, helping them connect with their own inner wisdom and align with the guidance available to them. Through her private sessions and her 5-week course, The Seamless Relationship Method, she empowers others to strengthen their intuition, gain clarity, and create a life that feels deeply aligned. In her work, she channels TG, offering profound insights that help people trust themselves, release doubt, and navigate life with confidence and ease. Without further ado, allow me to introduce to you again, because she's a returning guest. Yes, I'm excited. Julie Wainer. How are you doing today, Julie?
I am doing so well. I'm so honored to be back. This is so exciting. I loved our first conversation and I actually listened to it again today.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm just so excited to catch you up and let you know what's been going on.
Absolutely. And before I proceed, I want to say that I believe that I'm a firm believer that time is one of our most precious assets. And for you to choose to spend time with me again here on Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved, I just want to extend my sincerest gratitude. Thank you, Julie, for being here with me at this present moment. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's my pleasure and honor.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we
Yes,
are co-creating once again.
absolutely. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
you look fabulous, I might add, too.
Well, thank
Yes,
you. You're
yes,
so sweet.
yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, yes. So, what have you been up to now? What I do see here, and I did notice it right off the back. I don't think you had a 5-week course before.
Correct, correct. I've
Yes,
been working on this for the last 6 months, and
yeah.
we've finally launched it,
Okay.
and it has just been phenomenal. Really, really exciting.
Yeah.
Um, to kind of fill you in on what that is all about, it's called the Seamless Relationship Method, and what it does, it just helps people get in tune with their higher self and live a life that is a relationship with your higher self that is seamless.
Right.
And just to kind of go back, when we talked about me studying the law of attraction last time and learning to
Yes.
channel, I said that my main influence was Esther Hicks.
Esther Hicks.
And
Yes.
yes, and
I
she
remember
channels
that.
Abraham. Yes.
Hmm.
And I remember the very first time I saw her at a live workshop,
Right.
it was astonishing to me how this beautiful woman could walk around the stage and just flow this information from her so seamlessly and just so eloquently. And in my mind, I thought, why doesn't she just live that way all the time? Why isn't she just in a channeled state all the time? Because when you're in that channeled state, there is so much clarity and wisdom and pure love and no judgment. And it's just a beautiful thing. Even though I didn't really understand that at the time, what she was feeling, I understand it now.
Right.
But it was always baffling to me why you wouldn't just live your life that way.
Mm.
And I have come to learn over time because I've been asked that same question from my clients
Okay.
that it's impossible to live that way all the time. You cannot be constantly connected to your higher self or and see things from a grander perspective 100% of the time. But if you can get there, 70, 80, 90% of the time, you're pretty much mastering your life and you're doing pretty darn well. So you can get pretty close to it. And so I've been getting this message for 2 years from TG, the guides, And they have told me that I am going to teach a course called the Seamless Relationship Method. And I need to really hone in on my own personal relationship with my channel and with my higher self, or your inner being, spirit, the universe, God, whatever you choose to call it is fine. I
Right.
just like to say your higher self.
Right.
But everybody has their own interpretation of it, which is fine. But I have been studying this and learning this for 2 years. And now, in the last 6 months, I've actually been able to put a course together where I run people through a private 5 week live class. So each week is a live session personally with me. And we just go over how to tune into your higher self, your wisdom, your inner being, and how to live your life and seeing life from a grander perspective. So, for instance, we've all heard the analogy of a bird sitting in a tree is never worried that the branch is going to break because the bird has their wings to keep them safe and fly.
Mm.
And that's kind of how I interpret this. When you have this wisdom and knowledge and you live your life in this way, you live a life that no longer needs a safety net because you are always where you're supposed to be. And you're always where you're supposed to be anyway. But when you are tuned in this way, you can actually understand why and you can feel into it and you can trust it and you can know it. So
Wow.
it's really freeing of
Mm. Yes.
old habits of thought, bad thoughts, negative thoughts, doubts. You can just kind of release all of that,
Right.
let it go, let the universe come in and take over
Right.
and just be guided in that way. So,
Mm.
yeah, I've seen some phenomenal things in myself and in my clients and
I can
it's just
imagine.
been wonderful. Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
imagine. And I remember you even making reference to Esther Hicks. And that's amazing because even right now, I can look in my phone and tell you that within the past couple of weeks, let me see if I can get it. I've been listening to these short segments from Esther and Abraham. Yeah, it's amazing. Where is it? I'm trying to locate it. I've watched so many things, but oh yes, here it is. Yeah, it's on this channel. I'm not sure if it's her channel or not, but it's the channel is called. It must be Abraham 1111. I don't know if it's
You know,
hers.
so many people have access to her material and they post
Yes,
it. They post it on TikTok. They post it all over. And
yes,
she is so generous with her
hmm
material. And,
yes,
she copyrights it, but people can use it. And
yes,
so it is really all over the place, that is the whole purpose of this is
yes.
getting the word out. There's an awakening happening on the planet and there's a
It
shift
is.
happening. And it's just becoming more and more mainstream, all of this stuff. And like you said earlier, there are no coincidences, and
Well,
we just follow the energy, and there you go.
I'm
Oh
not sure
yeah,
if you can see, but that's the channel,
yes,
and they have her
exactly.
in cartoon on
Yes,
all her segments. They have her like a cartoon talking, but it's her, but they just have
yes,
her animated. But
yeah,
yeah, I just listened to it, and it's like each one is are broken down into like 15-minute segments, and it's just amazing how uh, she makes it seem so. Yeah, now I know this is about you, but you're an extension from her teachings and the way she is, and it's amazing how she makes it seem so easy that you just align and fall in line with whatever you want and stop saying I will get or I don't have or struggling because whatever energy you are it's just I can't explain it. Yeah, yeah, you're
yeah,
showing the
yeah,
opposite of what you really want by struggling against it or by feeling that you don't have it now, and it's just amazing just listening to her.
exactly. Yes,
Yes.
yes, and you know, if you listen to them long enough, they will always say that everyone has their own Abraham and everyone
Right.
has the ability to tap into this.
Right.
And I always knew that, but I never knew how easy it really was and how wonderful it feels when you are actually in that alignment. And when I'm channeling for my clients, it is such a feeling of clarity and knowing and just pure love.
Right.
And, there's no judgment. And
Right.
so for Abraham to say that and to also say that life is supposed to be fun, life is supposed to be easy. And as I channel for myself or for my clients, I get all the time that it really is this simple. Like we are always overthinking everything. And if we would just release that anxiety, release that fear, release that effort to try to do it ourselves and
Right.
build that relationship,
Right.
everything would seem easier. Just for instance, just for, driving in your car, and,
Right.
people have all of these experiences where they're stuck in traffic or they're behind these cars and they try to switch lanes back and forth to get there faster. And if you just really release it and just trust and know that you're right where you're supposed to be all the time, that
Right.
anxiety goes away. And you may know, you might find out, well, I was in that traffic jam because I avoided this, or because I was meant to see this, or because I was meant to experience this, or you may never find out at all. But
Right.
once you build that relationship with your higher self, there's just such a knowing. It's deeper than a trust, it's deeper than faith. It is a
Yes.
complete knowing.
Knowing.
And it's until you feel it, you don't really know what I'm talking about. But
Right.
everybody's had those moments of intuition where you just get that hit of something and you just know, like, oh, I need to do that, or I don't need to do that. And then you do find out later that you were right.
Right.
It really is as simple as that. And we all have access to that, but we
Right.
just let it go because we're just so influenced by what we feel our reality is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's amazing, Julie. Thank you for affirming that and for just putting that out there. Because that's amazing. And that's part of the reason why I was inspired to even add that type of modality, mindset, paradigm to my intro when I say everything is unfolding perfectly, because it really is. It's our
It really is.
perspectives that think it's not.
Yes.
It's either something happening for everything is happening for our favor, to for our benefit in some way, shape, or form, to teach us something
Exactly.
or to give us something. And I'll tell you one thing, I have to constantly, like the old typewriters, push myself back in line to remind myself of that when
Right.
I'm going through something, some type of, adverse situation, that, you know what, everything's unfolding perfectly. Just relax. Everything
Right.
is happening the way it is. And just knowing that it's all working out for my highest good as, we go through life, as things and our perspectives are going up and down and positive and negative, however we choose to label or judge it. But yes, we have
Right.
this tremendous power that like you said, that we're connected, one with the universe, with God, with
Yes.
source,
Yes.
as you say.
Exactly.
So it's amazing.
Exactly, exactly. And the goal here is to really get everything to that neutral point where
Right.
it really doesn't mean, when you see things from a grander perspective, when you see things through the eyes of source, where there is only pure love and no judgment, and you look around at the things that we judge every day. I mean,
Right.
everything, we judge everything. But when you can
Yes,
see it through it
we
from a
do.
different perspective, you
Right.
create a brand new experience.
Right.
And that's really what it's all about. Traditional advice from humans is going to keep us stuck. But when you learn to
Yes.
tap into that higher wisdom, your life's going to completely change.
You,
So,
you know,
yeah,
and,
yeah,
and it's to people that, and this is by no way a judgment in itself, but because I've been here, but I've noticed, I'm just saying this for, from an awareness standpoint, that people can look at that as, and you'll see where I'm going with this, as some sort of selfishness when you're
yeah,
not, when you become non-attached to judgments or how people judge you, depending on how you articulate that, they look at it as like, what do you mean? Like, basically, because you won't accept their judgment, or perspective, and you're not seeing it that way. And I'm always open, believe me, I am. But if it's something that doesn't resonate and doesn't feel good to who I feel that I am, then I'm not going to attach myself to it. And
correct.
maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the way I have articulated it, but I can tell that some people take offense, like, I'm taking a high and mighty position, and that's not at all what my intentions are. You know,
Correct. Yeah.
it's just to be an example for one, and to affirm to myself that, I'm not attached to the volatile ways that people may or may not see me from one moment to the next, judging each thing that I may do. And, that just lets me know that maybe also it's there to teach me as well, because I look at myself, but to maybe I'm not around the right circle if I'm receiving that.
Right. Well, and sometimes your circle is there, you are there for them more than they are
Right.
there for you. And so, again,
Yes.
there's a gift in everything for everyone. And
Right.
you might not always recognize it in the moment, but
Right.
it will become clear the more you just slow down and listen.
Right.
But a couple things stuck out to me there. First of all, it's nothing is ever worth your joy ever.
Mhm.
Nothing is ever worth lowering your vibration for. Nothing. And
Right.
when you can live in that way and you lead by example, it's
Yeah.
not a hierarchy, it's not a better than, it's nothing
Right.
like that. But compassion and empathy are completely two different things. When
Right.
you have empathy for someone and you can feel that pain and you get sucked down and entangled into those emotions,
Mm.
you are giving away your joy or your power. And I don't mean power in a
Yeah.
powerful
Yes.
way, like,
Yes.
yeah, I mean you're giving away your vibration, your high
Right.
vibration.
Right.
Your natural state of vibration is supposed to be high, and
Yeah.
so it actually takes more effort to hold that vibration down. But
Mm.
anyway, compassion is when you can learn to see things through the eyes of source, send them love, send them pure love, no judgment, but don't entangle with the emotions that might bring you down. For instance, if someone calls and says, "Oh my gosh, I just got fired from my job."
Yeah.
Well, you could say, "Oh, oh no, I'm so sorry. My friends just lost their job too, and I don't know what everybody's going to do, and this economy is so bad, and what are we going to do?" Or
Right.
you could say, you know, I think we just need to take a step back, and there's probably a huge gift in this for you somewhere. And I see that things are going to work out even better than you've ever expected.
Yes.
Let's just take a minute and think about it.
Right.
And just slow it down, calm it down. You're still loving them, you're still giving
Mhm.
them, the attention that they are deserving and desire, but
Right.
you're not going to completely spiral with them. And you're
Mm.
also going to help them maybe see a different perspective.
Right.
So,
Right.
and again, this
Amazing.
all takes focus. It's very deliberate in the beginning,
Mhm.
but that's why they keep saying seamless relationship. When you learn to live in this way, it's just automatic.
Right.
You just don't go to those dark places anymore in your mind. You just don't allow it to happen. It just doesn't feel natural anymore. Your set point is completely different now.
Right. Right. Right.
Your
Yeah.
emotional set point.
Yeah. You have a different factory setting now.
Correct. Correct.
So
Yes.
that's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5 week method, and I'm so excited to hear that you're doing that now. And yeah, so that's your latest endeavor, is this 5 week course.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're still obviously doing the one-on-one channels for clients, but clients have really, when they have a couple sessions, they really desire to be able to plug in the way I do. And
Right.
so, and I think even you and I talked about that last time, like, is this something you're ever going to want to teach? And it didn't take long. I got a lot of requests for that. And so, yeah, we've just kind of added that to the whole repertoire of everything. So,
That's
yeah.
absolutely
Yeah,
amazing. Do you foresee uh in your in the near or far future anything else that you're doing, or are you just focused on this?
I'm focused on this right now. And like I
Okay.
said, each session right now is a private session,
Okay.
but eventually once we kind of get this launched, it will be a semi-private session. That's kind of what I see because,
Right.
there's only so much time in the day for me to do this.
Right.
So eventually it will become a semi-private, but right now it's private sessions and they get five individual sessions and it's just like I said, it's it's really exciting to see people just learn to live, in this
Right.
new way.
And if you can give us a couple of examples of like, when people, come to you, what are and it could probably be a vast, array of things, but like what are they seeking at the
It's
time?
yeah, it's
Most
so
likely.
different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so obviously very different for everybody, but at the end of the day, we all have old habits of thoughts that hold us back. We all
Right.
want abundance. We all want love. We all want vitality and health and just a vibrant life.
Right.
And we want to feel good in our body. And we want that, that knowing that we can do that ourselves for ourselves. It's
Right.
not something outside of us. So, for the most part, people, that's kind of what our very first session is just kind of getting an outline and teaching people individually how to tune into their own inner voice and really determine what that means for them, because we think we have an inner voice, but if it feels negative, it feels bad, that's your brain, that's just your human
Right.
mind.
Yes.
Again, those are the old patterns that I really help people individually learn how to kind of decipher which is which. And it doesn't take long once you kind of get used to it and really sit down and settle in and kind of learn to do this. But um, most people just really need to get over the judgment
Mm.
of themselves, the judgment of
Right.
others, the judgment of situations. You can't really walk out into the world without feeling something about something. And
Right.
it's not a matter of not feeling it anymore. It's just a matter of viewing it from a different perspective. So it changes the whole experience. And it's not something that you walk around. You're not going to walk around the grocery store and people are talking about, whatever they're talking about. It's not like you're ever just going to go and just, impose on them and say, oh, well, no, that's not really how it's working. You don't need to. When you have this wisdom and you have this knowledge, you are free. Just like I said, you can show compassion. You can shake your head and not really agree, but just
Right.
acknowledge
Knowledge.
their
Yes.
feelings,
Right.
and just be, oh, I kind of feel a little bit differently about that. And you just walk away.
Right.
And it's just a matter of not engaging and not entangling. That's really what it comes
Mhm.
down to for most people, is just learning, relearning, or unlearning what you've learned over your whole life, really is what
Right.
it comes down
Rewiring.
to. Yes,
Yes. And you
exactly.
said something,
Exactly.
something that really stood out to me. You're amazing. I think what you're doing is amazing and very powerful and very important. And along with your channeling, in my perspective, I think helping people to decipher what is their own head, which their own head talking to them, or their intuition, helping to decipher that.
Correct.
I think that's
Correct.
very important because we
Correct.
can we can mistake these fear-based voices in our head for our intuition, and our intuition, like you said, that is like powerful, and love. It doesn't speak to you like that.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes. Your higher self, the universe, God, whatever you choose to call it,
right.
is always going to be in that space of pure love, no judgment. So
Right.
anything less than that is not, you're not fully connected. And the
Right.
more you are not connected with that, the more pain you're going to feel, because
Right.
the universe doesn't see it in that way. So if you were to witness something that didn't feel good to you, the
Mhm.
reason it doesn't feel good to you is because your higher self isn't meeting you there, because they don't view it in that same way. There's a
Right.
gap there.
Right.
And again, no hierarchy, no judgment, nothing like that. It's just how it works. And
Right.
that's why when you're in those moments of joy and celebration and love and, all the things that we celebrate,
Right.
that is true. That's your true connection right there. That's where they
Absolutely.
are. They will celebrate with you every single time.
Absolutely.
And anything less than that is coming from a different place.
Place. Yes. So it's all about really just aligning with who we really are, and aligning with that, that your own uh Abraham, or
Higher self, inner being,
no,
yes,
yours,
exactly. Oh,
TD.
TG,
Yeah,
TG, the guide.
TG.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
TG. See, I'm not gonna
yeah,
forget that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yes. So, so
Excuse me.
the guides, they always call themselves the guides. And then as my clients wanted to talk with them, they would always say, "Oh, well, Julie's guides." And then my best friend actually just started saying TG, like just talking to them directly, TG this, TG that. And so
Right.
it's kind of just taken on a life of its own.
Yes,
So it's
that's
easier for
absolutely
people to talk.
amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
It's fun. It's so fun. It is just so rewarding. And I just feel happy, I
Mm,
just feel really, really happy when people are really understanding this and putting it into their daily routine and,
mm.
applying the wisdom. It's really phenomenal.
Absolutely, absolutely. So while we're here, would you mind please sharing a link or two that how people can connect with you and find you
Of,
and
of
maybe
course.
read or listen to a little bit more about you, more in depth?
Sure. Yeah. My website is juliewainer.com. I sent you that link so you can you can probably put that here in the
Yes,
video.
I will put
And
it
then
in the description. Yes,
great,
absolutely.
great. And then also, my very first channeled ebook that I did probably a year ago, maybe more.
Okay.
Ironically, you said you have to be selfish in order to be selfless. And this is the ebook, and I'm going to go ahead and offer that to everyone too. So I put a link in there as well. So anybody that wants to go and check that out, it kind of goes over a little bit about the guides and what that's all about, but then really how to start implementing some of these things we just talked about.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Julie. And before we conclude, is there anything you want to leave us with?
I just want everybody, if nothing else, take a few minutes before you go to sleep every night and just really breathe and drop from your head into your heart and listen to your higher self because the answers are always there. And it's a matter of just really slowing down.
Mm,
And again, if it doesn't feel good, that's your brain, that's not your higher self. And you can
love it.
just release it and let it go.
Wow. Yes, I'm receiving that myself. And you
Wonderful.
you know I need um reassurance, and this is like having these conversations. I've said it many times before, having these conversations, these dialogues, and listening is my favorite part. It's like food for my soul. Just to, even if it's things that I'm familiar with, but just to hear the way that other people articulate it or their points of views, their perspectives, it's like filling in all the little crevices and cracks of understanding, and it's amazing. I just love it.
Well, your platform is amazing and
Thank
your
you.
guests are incredible. And I got a chance to kind of um, watch a few recently and
Oh yeah? Okay.
just amazing.
So are
Yes,
you
yes.
saying you're a fan?
Of course, of
Okay.
course. There's no question there.
No,
Yeah,
I'm just
such great
joking.
stuff.
No, I'm a fan of yours too, and
I
I look
appreciate
forward
it.
to even having you on here again with your next whenever. Really, it's like you said, I'm going to follow that. There's no title, whatever. Whenever you want to come back on, whatever. If you just have something new, or you're just excited and want to share anything, or just want to simply just talk, have a high vibrational talk, you are always welcome.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We'll just follow the energy and let the light
absolutely.
guide the way.
Absolutely, Julie. Thank you very much again for being here and for sharing your light with us. I appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, and thank you everyone for watching and or listening. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Leave questions, comments. Go into the description and check out Julie's links and look her up. Yes, I
Thanks so much.
appreciate you all. You help to enhance my experience by knowing that I'm reaching and sharing with people this amazing content. And of course, my guests are the main part of it. I'm as good as the guests that I have on my show, and I'm so thankful that I'm able to interact and even add a little bit of value, if just a bit of value to what they're saying. I'm not just a deer in the headlights, and I'm so thankful because I try to study and learn something new every day. That's just what I do, and just this conversation, I've learned. some new things and new perspectives that help things click. But amazing. Like I said before, Julie, just the way that I don't know, it's sort of simple, but the way that you said it, it made a lot more sense to decipher the brain from the intuition to your own Abraham, to your own TG. That's amazing. Like, wow, something clicked when you said that. So amazing.
Wonderful.
Appreciate
That's
it.
great.
All right. See everyone soon, and love and appreciation to you. Enlightened, empowered, evolved.